Hey everybody, how's it going? Before we get started with this video, I just wanted to take a moment to point out that Shannon McRandle, who is essentially our fan community's real-life Mara Jade from the Expanded Universe, she's dealing with a host of health issues. She currently has a GoFundMe page, and it's essentially for ongoing recovery, assistance for ongoing recovery. She's dealt with some cancer since the spring of 2013. The cancer is in remission, but the damage caused by the radiation and the chemotherapy is ongoing. She's scheduled for 3 surgeries this summer, one of which has already been completed. I believe is a knee surgery. She's got 2 more to go, which are going to be far more invasive. This one was just an outpatient, and she's just got a lot of things going on health-wise, and insurance is not covering some of the homeopathic treatments that she's looking into, and you know, it's time to give back from the fan community. And you know, I don't have a lot of people here, but if I could help to remind somebody that may have been putting it off or has forgotten for whatever reason. Life is hectic, life is crazy, and we all got our own issues and problems. So sometimes we just need a little bit of a reminder. I've gone on to her GoFundMe. I've made a donation myself, and if you feel that you don't have the money, you know, you can't make a significant donation, don't feel that way. I've seen people donate as little as $5, so every little bit helps. And she, I mean, upon my donation, a few hours later, she took it upon herself to send me back a brief message thanking me. So she is she's a class act. She's an absolute sweetheart, and she needs our help. So now's the time to put your money where your mouth is, and give a hand to Shannon McRandle. I will post a link to her GoFundMe down below, and you guys can link over there and make whatever type of donation that you feel that you can give, and you know, help a person out who's given a lot to the fan community, and by all accounts is just a really sweet person. I've lost a couple of people recently in my life in the last few years to the ill effects of cancer and the treatments and everything that goes along with it, and my heart really goes out to her. So if you guys could see your way over to her website, give her a hand, make a small donation, whatever you feel that you can afford. She will appreciate it, and the love and support means the world to her. So that's it for now, and we'll now head into the video, guys. Thank you very much. Bye. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi movie filming, location and timeline revealed. Oh yeah. I felt a great occurrence in the Force. It's as if millions in the fan community cried out in approval and were suddenly unified. How's it going, guys? This is Phil. This is fantastic news. You know, it looks like things are in fact moving forward with the Obi-Wan movie, and Ewan McGregor will be back in the role, and I am pumped for this flick. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? There he is, Sir Alec, the classic right there with Sir Luke and C-3PO. Alrighty. So, according to a report, Star Wars will film an Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone film in Belfast, Northern Ireland, in April 2019. So that's let's see, April July. So 9 months from now marks the beginning of an Obi-Wan movie filming. 9 months marks the rebirth of a unified fan community. I think pretty much everybody is behind this project at this point. A buzz is building around a particular location in Belfast, Northern Ireland, which will be the filming site for a number of major projects in the coming year, including the new Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone film. Apparently, the on-again, off-again project is happening according to a Belfast Telegraph report. George Lucas visited in December 2017 to confirm the location. That's interesting, actually. So are they saying George Lucas is still involved in some capacity as far as the production of Star Wars films are concerned? I certainly wouldn't mind Uncle George being involved as a brand liaison, a creative consultant. Especially moving forward, if Dave Filoni moves higher up within Lucasfilm, after December and Kathleen Kennedy goes along her merry way, those guys have proved they work really well together creatively on the Clone Wars. I would imagine Filoni has immense respect for Lucas, and if they're going to work together again, this is me conjecture, daydreaming here, but if they would have worked together again, even if Filoni outranked Lucas, I would think he would still greatly value and consider his input. Who knows? Who knows at this point? Stranger things have happened. Maybe we'll see George back in some kind of creative capacity going forward. On again, off again. Let the project move forward. Let it stay on for good. I think this is something we can all anticipate. I think the fan community, if this moves forward, we can all look forward to this and anticipate it with earnest positivity as a change of pace. All right, so not only is the movie happening, fantastic according to that report, but they're scheduled to start filming in April 2019. Okay, so we saw that up above. There have been rumors swirling. There's been a lot of swirling going on about an Obi-Wan movie for a long time now. But Disney and Lucasfilm finally moving forward with this project is phenomenal news. Agreed. I don't think there was ever really a question about an Obi-Wan movie getting made. At least not for me. It's really a slam dunk move for Disney and Lucasfilm. It was just a matter of publicly confirming the project, I think. And I'm assuming to an extent the Boba Fett movie is just as important and will eventually move forward once things settle down a bit and they figure out how they want to handle the anthology films and the overall release schedule for the studio slate of films. There's a little bit of a mess. They got to figure out how they want to do things. But either way, I agree. This is phenomenal news. So there has been speculation that an Obi-Wan movie would be one of the first major films to stream directly to a Disney-only streaming service, but Star Wars fans will find ways to get their eyes on this no matter what. This is something I'm completely against. I see where Disney might want to do this from a business perspective as it relates to their streaming service and exclusive content, but honestly, this needs to be a theatrical release, in my opinion. All right, you already have Favreau doing a TV series for the streaming service. Hopefully that'll be an amazing show and provide great exclusive content for the service. Like I said before, I think something like the rumored Mos Eisley Spaceport movie, or the Tales from Jabba Palace, or the Tales of the Bounty Hunter series of books could make for great exclusive movies on that service, and then cross over possibly into theatrical releases. So like if you do Tales of the Bounty Hunters, you have like a Twilight Zone movie style of premise where there's one overlapping story that kind of introduces each smaller segment. You get like 4 of these little anthology movies within one larger movie, and then let's say the Boba Fett movie then allows itself to cross over into the theatrical release. And if you want to introduce Boba Fett that way into his standalone movie, start him in like a half-hour short film on the streaming service inside of an anthology movie, and then that catapults him into a feature release. I think that would be a great way to go, and I think that builds connective tissue between the Disney streaming service and the Disney Lucasfilm theatrical side of things, which is something we haven't seen again from Marvel with their Netflix properties, and then kind of crossing over into the cinematic universe. You don't see Daredevil showing up in an Avenger movie. So I think that would be kind of a unique thing for Disney to do, and kind of have like a one-up. For Lucasfilm, I should say. Disney owns them all. Disney owns the world. But I think that would be a unique way for Lucasfilm to kind of have maybe like a one-up on Marvel in a sense, where they have their streaming service characters cross over into theatrical releases. I think that's a really interesting way to play that. Let's move on here. Get the hands on it no matter what. The report from the Belfast Telegraph is full of revelation and is actually meant as a Game of Thrones prequel piece, but there's a ton of great Star Wars information within it, including an apparent confirmation that Ewan McGregor will indeed reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Absolutely. To recast would be an insane blunder of just like unimaginable lunacy. I couldn't even imagine, nor would I want to see anybody else in this role currently. Sir Alec Guinness will always be the truest and classic representation of old Ben. But Ewan has earned his spot as a younger version of the character, and now he'll be a kind of a middle-aged version of the character. And I would think he's at this point he's very much beloved by just about everybody in the fan community. It's the only choice. Nothing else would make sense. There you go. Let's see. The Star Wars franchise has everything to gain from an Obi-Wan movie. It's 100%. It's the kind of shot in the arm to get things moving back in the right direction. The direction I think we all want to see and we all need. The solo standalone film was really good, all right, subject to personal opinion, but didn't do as well at the box office, not at all, as other Star Wars movies. It was a bomb by Star Wars standards, by far, and critics took that as an opportunity to slam the franchise. Okay, well, you know what? The movie's come and gone. I still haven't seen it. I'm not going to slam it. It is what it is, and I think at this point, this movie means we're moving forward. So that's in the rear view. Let's not dwell on that, and let's kind of take a step forward here. Why would Star Wars make an Obi-Wan movie? What are you out of your mind? Hasn't he already been featured enough? No, not at all. Obi-Wan is one of the greatest characters of this franchise, especially with the prequels and the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars show really allowing further development of the character. I think he's a top-flight hero in the franchise. He's right up there for me with Han and Luke and Leia, as far as I'm concerned. And sorely underrated by casual film goers and people who kind of have just kind of like a base understanding of Star Wars. They're not like real hardcore fans or just fans of Star Wars in general. People who are aware of Star Wars, I don't think they really regard Obi-Wan as anything special, but he is a great character, and he's a great hero. He's a true hero. I haven't had enough of this character, and I'm dying to see Ewan McGregor reprise his role. So for one of the best characters in franchise, well, okay, in franchise history, there can never be too much content. Well, there you go. Exactly. We're all in agreement here today. Obi-Wan was featured in the Clone Wars animated series as one of the main characters, as well as obviously episode 1 through 3, where he is the apprentice to Qui-Gon Jinn before becoming the master of Anakin Skywalker. How'd that turn out for you? Let's see here. But what happens between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope with Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah, there's a lot to be explored here. There's worlds to go to, there's adventures to be had, there's characters to be introduced to, there's old characters that can make a comeback, there's characters in the timeline from A New Hope that we could see in a different light from The New Hope forward. We could see it in a new light in this movie before they show up in A New Hope. There's so much potential. There's so much incredible potential with an Obi-Wan standalone movie and possible trilogy franchise. This could be something really big and really great for Lucasfilm and Disney. This movie will hopefully provide answers. If filming is scheduled for April 2019, it's not out of the question to expect a similar timeline of release to what just happened with The Last Jedi and Solo, where one is released in December and the other in May. Yeah, I'm not on board with that. Listen, I can watch a new Star Wars movie every 3 months. I don't think the general public finds Star Wars to be that type of a compelling franchise at this point. Marvel has that down pat, where they could do 2 or 3 releases in short succession, and they still make bank at the box office. Disney is still trying to figure things out with Lucasfilm and Star Wars. I think they need to get their feet back underneath them. I think their best approach would be, so let's see here, episode 9 is scheduled to release December 2019, and then they're saying the following spring Obi-Wan. I don't think that's a good decision right now. Maybe down the line, a few years, when Star Wars reestablishes itself as just this juggernaut. After Solo, I think you want to tread lightly. So December 2019, let's do episode 9. And then I say December 2020, give us Obi-Wan. Okay? Back-to-back holiday seasons. It's great for maybe, a toy line. I don't know. I mean, the merchandise sales, from what I understand, haven't been the greatest. Maybe that'll kind of help to spread it out. You don't want to hit people over the head with merchandise in December and then again in spring. And I understand you have like May the 4th and you have all of that stuff going on, Star Wars Day. You can market the right way, but I think the casual film going audience, and you know what? Maybe some of the fans too. Take your time, do it right. Spread these releases out. There's no rush. You will be rewarded if you get everything right. That's the bottom line. Just take your time and do it right. And the box office will be there, and the merchandise will sell, and people will come back for sequels. That's what it comes down to. No matter when it's released, this report is the clearest indication to date that Disney and Lucasfilm are progressing toward making this project happen with Ewan McGregor. It's just so great, at the forefront. And it should be the most highly anticipated Star Wars film since The Force Awakens introduced the new trilogy in 2016. I am absolutely 100% in agreement with this statement right here. Getting Ewan McGregor back in the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi in a major theatrical release for a whole generation of fans who grew up on the prequel trilogy and regard those films as their favorite in the series, it's tantamount to fans of the original trilogy getting Mark Hamill back on the screen as Luke Skywalker. Unfortunately, that didn't go the way most of us really would have liked it to go, thanks to Rian Johnson's baffling decisions, in regards to that character, with the space cows and not actually having a lightsaber battle and being a grump. And I really just don't want to get too deep into that. But, you would think and hope to the heavens above things wouldn't repeat themselves here with the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. McGregor, look, he's the right age for the period of time this movie should take place, in between episodes 3 and 4. I mean, where you can go with this movie, there's just so many possibilities. You could bring back Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon, as a Force ghost. You could have Obi-Wan Kenobi make a pilgrimage to Dagobah to consult with Yoda. Perhaps even enlisting his assistance. Also bringing him out of retirement one last time. Callbacks to the prequels and the original trilogy. Between worlds and characters and vehicles can all find themselves crossing over into this movie, and potential trilogy. This could be a trilogy of its own. It really is the perfect bridge movie between both trilogies. Even more so than Rogue One, in a sense, because you can really capture the adventure and spirit of the franchise. With those original 6 George Lucas movies, with a character that's a beloved hero and protagonist that you want to see prevail. There's no doom and gloom like there was with Rogue One, where just everyone dies. And even original trilogy fans widely accept McGregor in the role. His portrayal of Obi-Wan Kenobi is widely regarded as a consistent bright spot in a prequel trilogy that saw its fair share of love and hate for a number of reasons. But for the most part, McGregor's Obi-Wan has pretty much been embraced and universally accepted by the fan community by and large. A movie like this, if it's done right, and I mean they absolutely need to nail this film and knock it out of the park. If this thing makes all the right moves, it'll make all the money. It could bring multiple generations of fans in, create new fans in the process, restore faith in the Star Wars brand with those who've become disenfranchised, and at the end of the day, dare I say it, could even reunite the fan community and get a lot of people back on the same page, and get us all talking about what we love about Star Wars, instead of talking about the things we can't stand. So including each other within the fan community. It's not, it's not the way it should be. We should all kind of, be on the same page. It's not fun being in one corner and people being on the other side. I'd rather see everybody kind of talking about the good things that we really like about these movies and supposing what could happen, instead of just being day in and day out and kind of just grinding it out. It's a slog with sometimes with the negativity. So let's make it happen, Disney. And after all these years, the circle will be complete. Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Are you as excited and hopeful as I am about this movie and what it could be, what it could mean, what it represents? By the time production starts, there'll have been a change of the guard at Disney, Disney's Lucasfilm. So this is a big movie for a multitude of reasons. And I'm really looking forward to things as they progress, and more news starts to emerge going forward. I'm more excited about this than I am Episode 9. Episode 9, I kind of, I just want to kind of get through it. I'm hoping for the best. My expectations are very low. But, we'll see how it goes. Time will only tell. But, the Obi-Wan is what I want. This is the one I'm waiting for. More than any other movie right now that I'm aware of. This is the one I want to see. So, that's really it. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to like and comment down below. And if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving that little bell a click so you can be notified the next time I post a video. Until next time, be happy, be safe, be healthy. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.